So I saw Evil Dead Rise in theaters yesterday. You probably think I'm disappointed, judging by my face, but I'm not. It's just a more of like, I expected to be scared. It looked scary, but I didn't feel scared. It was more gross than scary. But we'll talk about that in my video. And by video, I mean my movie review. I'm rearranging my schedule of my movie reviews, so there will be a whole probably 1 hour video of me reviewing every single Evil Dead movie. And I know what you're thinking, is Ash vs. Evil Dead going to be in that video? No, because Ash vs. Evil Dead is going to get its own TV show review. And, you know, probably come after that video and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, for those of you who don't know what Evil Dead Rise is, Evil Dead Rise is about a single mother named Ellie and her sister Beth and Ellie's kids, and they all live in this really cramped apartment. And one of her kids, Ellie's kids, Danny, stupidly gets one of the frickin' Evil Dead books and gets his mom possessed. So, there's that. And Beth now has to stop Ellie from trying to kill her kids, Ellie's kids, to raise an army of Deadites. You know, it's a bit different from, you know, any Evil Dead movie where all of them take place in a cabin, although a bit of a spoiler thing, even though they upload the intro to YouTube. The movie starts at first at a cabin in the woods, but then they cut to like a year earlier because it connects to the beginning, which the beginning I think could be a movie, but again, there's so much to deal with in this, you know, and stuff like that. There will be spoilers, by the way. Just gonna point that out. And it's a bit more of a modern take. At least I agree with the article that even more so than the reboot of Evil Dead, and even, you know, Lee Cronin, you know, directed this movie. I'm pretty sure Lee Cronin is the Cronenberg guy, but I'm gonna Google that because god damn it, holy shit, I'm gonna spoil it right now. There was a fucking Cronenberg monster in this movie. Is he the Cronenberg guy? Oh, he definitely is. This is the Cronenberg guy. This guy, well, I mean, could be? I'm not sure. All I know is that the Cronenberg guy is fucking crazy, bro. I swear to God, every Cronenberg monster I've seen is disgusting. Seriously. There was one in this movie, too. That's a spoiler, but, like, there was a Cronenberg monster in this movie, and it was so gross. This Evil Dead movie links all the Necronomicons together, and let me explain. The first two Evil Dead movies focus on the book's incantation being read at the cabin, and Bruce Campbell's heroic Ash fighting Deadites. In Army of Darkness, Ash was transported to the Middle Ages, finding out that there were actually 3 copies of the book, but he believed one was real, and the other 2 were duds. Cronin stated Evil Dead Rises Necronomicon was the bitey McFly one with the fangs, and it's confirmed when a vinyl recording has a priest claiming all 3 books got scattered across the world over time. Henry, shushies. Hey, stop! I'm trying to make a video. Sorry about him. He has a problem. Thus, it suggests one was used in the Ash series, one appearing in Mia's cabin in the 2013 one, and the final one is in LA. So already all these movies are connected in some sort of way with the Necronomicons. And it says here that there was a Bruce Campbell cameo, but I didn't even, like, listen to it. Oh, okay, so, this is a spoiler, but I'm gonna explain this to you if you guys don't understand how there was a, you know, Bruce Campbell cameo and a Bruce Campbell Easter egg. But when the vinyl plays, Danny listens to the priest talking about the Deadites. A man can be heard yelling that they shouldn't be messing with the Book of the Dead. It's Bruce, which is a pretty cool Easter egg. However, Cronin and the franchise creator Sam Raimi hinted in multiple interviews that while Campbell said he retired Ash after the Ash vs. Evil Dead TV series ended, this person could be Ash. Whether it involves some retcons of the book found in the 20s or some more space-time hopping, Evil Dead usually finds a way to bend its plot conveniently, which would allow Ash and Mia to enter this new story. And yes, there is some, you know, Easter eggs to weapons in this. And by Easter eggs, I mean Ash's chainsaw and shotgun are in this movie. And by in this movie, I mean there is a shotgun that belongs to, well, a boomstick to Ash. But Ash's boomstick is in not in this movie, but one of the neighbors has a shotgun, and Beth finds a chainsaw in the parkade, and it's yellow, which is a homage to Ash's Oldsmobile vehicle, which I didn't even realize that. So there's that and stuff like that, and a floating deadite. In the original trilogy, they had deadites floating and leaping about the place, which made the demons seem scarier. Ellie doesn't float in the Evil Dead Rise, but she's still agile, crawling on the walls and leaping around. However, there's one floating deadite in Jessica, another tenant who gets possessed. She gets possessed at the end of the movie, but she was in the beginning of the movie. See how they all connect? Um, she rises up from the lake when she ends up at another cabin with friends, killing them and teasing where an Evil Dead Rise sequel can go as the infection spreads. Evil Dead Rise nods to the vines. Oh, the first two Evil Dead movies had the trees outside the cabin coming alive, as well as the vines. A ladder wrapped up women and assaulted them, which also happens to Mia in the reboot. Evil Dead Rises Ellie has a remix of this in her elevator when the cords wrap her up and let the demon possess her as she's slammed up inside and killed. And it also pays homage to the isolation drama, which I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna read that. The first two movies had deadites locked in the cellar, which Mia endures, and one locked out in the cabin. This film homages the latter, as Beth and Co are able to push Ellie out of the apartment and isolate themselves. It creates comedy as Ellie jokes sadistically about coming inside, but there's a harrowing twist as she's given free reins to kill tenants, which wouldn't happen in the forest. Evil Dead Rise also honors Henrietta, who, is in the second flick, because in the second flick, the archaeologist Nobi, who studied the Necronomicon, had to kill his wife Henrietta and lock her in the basement. She got possessed, leading to Ash and Nobi's daughter Annie having to kill her. Evil Dead Rise honors Henrietta with the kids having a box from Henrietta's pizza in the first act before Ellie gets possessed. The image even resembles her, adding more nuance to the cameo. And there's also an eyeball scene. Everyone was talking about this, so I'm just gonna read it out for you. In Evil Dead 2, during the fight against Deadites, an eyeball pops into Bobby Joe's mouth. She swallowed it in the skirmish at the cabin, then tried to fight back, only to die via the vines in the woods. Evil Dead Rise bursts this when Ellie kills one tenant, squeezing an eyeball out, which then flies into another tenant's mouth. The latter chokes and dies, setting him up to become a Deadite. It also mimics the Kandarian dagger, which I'm not gonna read about that because I don't care. And it also reworks many old themes, like the blood gushing out of the elevator and the shining. But I'm not gonna really read the rest. Oh, here you go. There are other deep cuts with the possessed Ellie singing to bait her kids, something old school Deadites did. Beth also tells the monster at the end to come get some, an iconic Ash line, while Ellie tells the kids their mom is with the maggots now, not the Slipknot fans, nodding to how the creature broke down into maggots in the older series. Ellie also says she'll swallow their souls, which the Deadites yell at a younger Ash. Lastly, Ellie warns Beth and Cassidy they'd be dead by dawn, which is what Ash and Annie get told by the Deadites. Well, there's that. So, yeah, that is how Evil Dead Rise connects to every single Evil Dead ever, even Army of Darkness. So, that's good. We're connecting Army of Darkness into this stuff. And, good to hear Ashy Poo. Well, I mean, I hope it's Ashy Poo in that vinyl recording. I wasn't even listening to that the whole time. I was just like trying to get scared and like I don't know, man. I couldn't tell it was him. I couldn't tell it was Bruce. I gotta Google that, bro. Hold on a minute. Priest talking. I want to listen to it. All right. Oh, okay. I think I found it. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna listen to it. Wait, hold on.
Contain Book of the Dead's myriad writings and glyphs. Its pages contain ancient rituals and incantations, the recitation of which proclaim to allow contact with supernatural cortex, have been working in secret to translate the Book of the Dead's myriad writings and glyphs. Its pages contain ancient rituals and incantations, the recitation of which proclaim to allow contact with supernatural forces.
Alright, this isn't it. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find the one. Alright, is this it?
Its passages and etchings inked in blood.
Oh, here it is.
Its passage of the dead. My tests to date have revealed that its bindings are made of pure human flesh. Its passages and etchings inked in blood. I seek church approval to translate the spiritual mysteries its pages undoubtedly hold. I seek to look at this book for the good of
Huh, that is Bruce. Well, I mean, if you listen closely here, I want to replay just a minute.
bindings are made of pure human flesh. Its passages and etchings inked in blood. I seek church approval to translate the spiritual mysteries its pages undoubtedly hold.
Yeah, that's Bruce Campbell, which I'm hoping it's Ash. Bruce said, "Destroy it. It's called the Book of the Dead for the reason." Somehow, after the events of Ash vs. Evil Dead, Ash flew Michelle back in time in 1927. He should have prevented the priest from reading one of the three volumes of the Book of the Dead. Makes you wonder if 2013 is canon to the original trilogy, Ash vs. Evil Dead, and now Rise. I wonder if they're planning to all tie it up. Not really. It's been officially canon since Fade, Alvarez, and Sam Raimi said it was years ago. The main thing was that in 2013, Alvarez said it was a remake and then said it was a sequel, but it's supposed to be the same cabin, but doesn't look like it. And to answer a few questions with canons and factual statements, I believe the man who is threatening the priest with the Necronomicon true nature is actually an ancestor to Ash. Not only would have fallen line of the Williams lineage fighting against the Evil Dead, but Ash was also confirmed to actually have ancestors before him in a canon comic. Yeah, the comics are cool. I have to read those eventually. Where they had fought against Kandarian demons and the terrors of the Deadites. So my headcanon to a canon statement would be that this unnamed character is actually one of Ash's many ancestors. Now to answer the question of multiple Necronomicons and inconsistencies between films. For starters, the remake's director, I can never remember his name, has said that this movie is a remake, but not in the traditional sense. It takes place in the same universe at the same cabin, but 30 years later. However, they still raises questions of the inconsistencies, which are very present across all films. For the originals, the in-universe explanation is that Ash is just losing his mind, and he's had trouble recalling events. While for the remake, a different iteration of the Necronomicon is actually recreating events of a previous encounter as a mocking to the Chosen One, going as far as to even recreate the classic Oldsmobile to an extent. As for the multiple Necronomicons, such as the one is the original, the remake, and Rise, it's a pretty simple explanation. They're all just multiple copies or even different iterations of the book. After all, we even saw multiple books in Army of Darkness, so there's a chance that there could easily be more. Also, just another thought I'd like to mention while rambling, but a pretty fun theory I've heard as to why the Deadites are so different between one another across the films. It's probably because Ash is once again batshit crazy, so when he sees the Deadites, he just sees the Deadites in a more humorous sense after so many years of torment. Just so you know, the man in the recording, voiced by Bruce, is Ash Time Displaced. Lee Cronin stated it was, and Raimi and Bruce backed him up, saying in confirming it also. I couldn't seem to find the comic you were referring to, with Ash's ancestors being Deadeye hunters. Ash is the only one, as he is referred to as so in the book itself. Also, most Evil Dead comics aren't canon, so I wouldn't go off those if I were you, since he jumps universes and such. Oh well. The comments are a bit split on this, but I don't really personally mind that, so I'm gonna go do my laundry now.